Hopefully everything's working well. I just want to first start off by saying thank you for the 75,000 subs. We hit the goal yesterday, so thank you for all that. I'm trying a new platform, so let me just make sure everything's working. Roberto, thank you here for the 75K. Timothy, thank you. Good morning. And Sat, good morning. So this is earnings week. Um, and again, hopefully everything is on. Let me just make sure on my side that we are streaming. But would love to make sure everything is good. And then we can start looking at some stock stuff. And look at my channel. What's going on, Christian? All right. Seems like everything's working. Yeah, I saw Ash, I saw Iron did buy a nice amount of B200s. I have to do an updated video. I did buy certain stocks I don't know if anybody watched the few miners out there. I did purchase a bit. I'm gonna do a video on the ones I purchased. I think most of the ones I purchased were the ones that were on the list that I created. Your Iron, BTB, Cypher, the list goes on. So I'm going to do an update to that later today, as I did purchase a few of those. Just for now, I might kind of tighten the list, but I think I purchased about 5 or 6. Let's see. Good morning, Josh. Afternoon, Max. So let's see what we have. So right now, Nvidia does have earnings. If anybody has any questions on earnings, feel free to let me know what you guys want to know. This is obviously a company I cover on a daily basis. We do have some price targets I saw today. So Nvidia's talk, let's look at price targets. I think there was a price target hike earlier this morning. So Nvidia gets, yep. So let's see. The firm updated the price target to 212 from 202, kind of talking about the GB300. I think there was another kind of, let me just make sure. Let me just get it. There were some other updates happening with Nvidia price targets that I saw. I also saw some pretty cool slides. Let me just get that slide really quickly, and then we can look at it. It kind of gives a breakdown of Nvidia's solution give me a quick second. And then we can also take a closer look at Iron, IREN. The company did announce that they doubled their GPU fleet. So this is the one. So this was another price target hike I saw. Good morning. I don't know where everybody. Couch is off. Amit is off today. So I decided, you know what? Let me go in today and take all the viewers from everybody since no one's on. Everybody decided to take a break today. I actually think Couch has a wedding he's going to, he said. So he won't be on today. And then Amit, I think he's in, I don't talk to the guy that much, but I think he's still in Miami. I've been following his kind of Twitter stuff. So I know he's in Miami. I wonder if he's just doing some crazy investments there. So we also did see Bear increased the price target to $225. Pretty much just talking about the acceleration of the GB200 and the GB300, right? So that's pretty much what I'm super excited about. I mean, if you guys didn't watch the episode for earnings preview, if there is one thing to know about earnings this week for Nvidia is this. This is the only oh, he's losing his voice. Okay, so let's see. I mean, I guess he was screaming too much in Miami, right? He was screaming way too much in Miami. Jose, hi from, thank you. Thanks for hosting us refugees. Thank you for being here. I mean, for those, he lost his voice. All right, I'm going to text him, let him know to feel better. I saw he had some crazy speeches at Miami. He was probably screaming too much with all the excitement. So, I will make sure to let him know that. So let's see, what was I talking about? If there is one chart to look at for Nvidia's earnings, Couch is taking a vacation. It's this chart right here. So I kind of talked about it in my earnings, but for Nvidia earnings, we can see that the last 2 quarters, quarter 4 of 2024, let me open up the image in a better This capital expenditure includes kind of all the big players, your Microsoft, your Google, your Amazon, your Meta platforms, your Oracle, your Coreweave. And quarter 4 of 2024 and quarter 1 of 2025, you saw not much growth in capital expenditure on a sequential basis. And I actually remember um, a lot of AI bears kind of talking about this and saying, look, this is telling us that the AI top is here because you're no longer seeing a sequential growth in capital expenditure. But now jumping into quarter 2 with the companies that have reported already, we can see capital expenditure grew by $20 billion on a sequential basis. And um, I do think Nvidia is going to be a good receiver of all of that money. So I am pretty excited to see a nice amount of price targets like we saw here. Um, we see that we got some price targets of 225, pretty much the acceleration of the GB 200. So let me kind of answer. Let's see. Um, are you really not scared of AI being in the bubble? So, I mean, I don't know. There are, I would say, a few companies that I would be scared of a bubble, right? I hate to say it, but kind of like those market cap companies with $10 billion that do have kind of just like an AI product. I am worried that there is an AI bubble there. I don't think right now we have an AI bubble or even a stretch in valuations in like your Max 7. Like, I don't think Google is in a bubble. I don't think Nvidia, with the type of revenue it's seeing, is in a bubble. Ali, I would say kind of like maybe like your SoundHound, right? Companies like that, SoundHound, Big Bear AI, in forms of short-term valuation expansion. I'm not saying they're impossible to grow into the valuation or that they have bad products, but I think the market gets excited too quickly, and kind of and the valuation stretches a little bit in the short term of things. Again, I'm not saying in the long term it's impossible for them to grow to that valuation, but I think there are certain companies like that that just kind of get too excited too quickly. And I just want to say thank you all for the comments here. Uh, of course, George, I'm not. I'm taking advantage. Everybody decided to take off today, so you know what? I say let's get on stream. I trying a new software, but Ali, I want to say those companies I don't follow them too much, but I would say any stock that just has one AI product and is just starting off right now with some form of AI software solution, I think those would be the ones I'm scared of. The ones that I don't think are in the AI bubble are those big companies with huge data sets, with huge customer bases, and with a nice amount of cash flow coming in. Um, let's see. How about your CoreWeave, your Marvell, your Navitas? Danger for bubble here. Uh, Let's see. So Navitas, I would say the stock has definitely seen, and yeah, let's kind of pull up some charts real quick. So let's go to Navitas, right? NVTS stock. So dumb things. Um, Hold on. Uh, Navitas stock. I don't care about stock forecast. And I want to say Navitas is and one of those that's getting pretty excited about the Nvidia partnership. This They talked about it in their earnings. Let's kind of look at their investors relations website really quick. The one thing that I noticed here with Navitas is a lot of investors were pretty excited for this Nvidia partnership, because you have the potential of having multi-billion-dollar opportunity. Unfortunately, when they reported earnings, let's kind of look at. Let's see. Come on, Navitas. Why can't you make an easier website to follow? Um, Quarter 2 financial results. Here we go. So when Navitas was talking about, here we go, update it. When Navitas was talking about their AI partnerships and AI potential, they gave us a $2.6 billion market cap potential by 2030. That kind of created a bit of a fear. I guess a lot of investors were expecting a much bigger market potential with this NVIDIA partnership. I do. I mean, for a company with less market capital of what, $10 billion, I think even less than 5 billion. So what is Navitas sitting at? This is one of those that can benefit from the AI space, but it's not one that I own right now. I wouldn't say it's a bubble. I just say it would take a little bit longer to get into its valuation and get some more excitement there. Um, what else do we have? You mentioned Coreweave. I really like Coreweave. Coreweave is one stock that I'm thinking of adding a lot to right now. I think this below $45 billion is pretty impressive or attractive. Right now, under $100. One of my favorite things about Coreweave is they do have this great partnership with Nvidia. I do believe they are Nvidia's biggest, their favorite child. I think if Nvidia had one favorite kid, that favorite kid would be Coreweave. And I did a video on it on August 22nd. So Coreweave is going to deploy this new solution that NVIDIA has created. It's called Spectrum XGX Ethernet. And the overall concept of it is pretty simple. It tries to connect a lot of data centers all over the world, or pretty much in different locations, and make it seem as one. It's crucial for, so this is kind of distributed AIs being connected, so connected distributed data centers into a gigascale AI superfactories. And CoreWeave is the first data center that's going to apply this solution. I think CoreWeave has an amazing partnership with NVIDIA. Obviously, there's other companies that do, but and Roberto has a good point here, and a lot of people do too. I think this is one of the biggest bearish thesis for CoreWeave is their balance sheet is super scary. It's extremely scary, right? It's let's kind of pull it up really quickly. Let's go to physical.ai. If we kind of go to CoreWeave, let's look at CoreWeave. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So if we look at financials, let's look at balance sheet. Let's look at total cash and short-term investments, and let's look at long-term debt. This is probably one of the scariest balance sheets that I've seen in maybe not, yeah, probably. Let's look quarterly basis. And I also want to kind of throw in free cash flow in here. Free cash flow. All right. So here is CoreWeave's balance sheet. Orange is debt, massive long-term debt, about $1.1 billion in cash, free cash flow negative, right? So their balance sheet, agree with Roberto, is super, super scary. If the AI story is real, and I believe it's real, and we're not going to see any hiccups on demand, I think the balance sheet will be able to survive. Now, if there's ever any hiccup in the AI market, if there's ever any hiccup of maybe a customer slowing down their demand from CoreWeave, that could create a massive hurdle on the stock, right? That could create that when you're this leverage, having one bad quarter or two bad quarters can destroy a company, can really do that, can destroy investor shareholders' value. I think right now, though, we are seeing a great momentum in the AI space. So I'm not too worried about CoreWeave on that regard. And I know another kind of aspect behind this is kind of people talk about Nebius having a better balance sheet. So I actually do own Nebius as well. So CoreWeave and Nebius are both in my portfolio. The one I want to add more to right now is definitely CoreWeave, though. And let's look at their financials really quick. So one of the biggest things for Nebius is it has a better balance sheet. So everybody's asking where Amit is. I heard he's sick. But I'm happy everybody's joining here to just check in where Amit is. Actually, maybe restream this. We're waiting for Amit to go live, and I could just get all of his people in here. If we look at Nebius, right, one of the things, let's look at total cash and short-term investments, and let's kind of look at total long-term debt. I think for the past few quarters, a lot of Nebius investors have been saying that they have a very clean balance sheet. And that is very true. I mean, we can look September 24th, December 24th, March of 25th. You don't have any debt. So cash is the red here. Blue is the debt. Now, as he's probably in birthday suit somewhere. LOL. So let me just kind of share some of these chats here. Yeah, I think he partied too much. Too much in Miami. No problem. I'm beneficial. I'm here. Whenever anybody takes a day off, I'll take the opportunity. I'm an opportunist. Right. I come in and see when I can grab it. He's probably still in his birthday suit somewhere in the Miami Beach right now. Um, we all came here. Appreciate it, Eagles. Appreciate it. Yo, you guys, oh man, you guys are too much. My gusto. So yeah, I mean, I like both Nebius and Coreweave. If I had to pick one, I think it would be Coreweave at the moment, just because of the partnership. I believe the balance sheet for both Nebius and Coreweave will eventually start to look very similar to each other. Officially, I like this. I like this. Officially the sub teacher. Oh man. Good morning. Good morning. Nobody told me Jose live streams. Every once in a while, I try to do it. You guys are hilarious. Uh, Again, everybody, thank you. Thank you for joining. Thanks for the 75,000 subs that I hit this past Sunday. Appreciate it a lot. Let's see. And I mean, I don't think they're slacking, right? I don't think anybody's slacking. They need to get their rest, right? But it's Nvidia earnings week. Let me have my moment. It's Nvidia's earnings week. If there's one week for Jose, it's this week right now. Um, let's say, oh, it's also, yeah, someone reminded me, it's actually my birthday week. It's not my birthday, but it is my birthday week. I don't know if that's a thing. But the day after Nvidia reports, I think it's my birthday. I forget when they report, the 27th, no, so the 29th. So 2 days after they report is my birthday. So they better give me a good present after earnings. Are you coming to Vegas in October? What's in Vegas in October? I mean, it's very, very rare for me to have a reason not to go to Vegas, but is Amit doing a meetup on there? Yeah, we have Amit's birthday every week. It's Nvidia week. It's Jose's week this week. We'll be here. So I mean, gotta make something pump, Jose. Market's still closed. I can't make anything pump. You know, I'm just a regular semiconductor guy. So what do you think about, let's see, what do you think about Marvell earnings? I mean, I like Marvell as a stock. I have to look at earnings expectations. I'll probably do a video on that later today or tomorrow. I know they have earnings on Thursday. Prior to that, I think this past weekend, I was just focusing on Nvidia expectations. I have to kind of look at Marvell's earnings expectations. As a long-term investor, I'm pretty excited. I don't know if there's anything crucial happening this quarter that I should really be worried about or excited about. So Marvell, like it as a long-term, I think they have massive opportunity. Short-term, this quarter, I'm not too sure. Jose, would you add Nebius at these prices? What are these prices? I mean, I think I have been adding, I forget when my last buy was on Nebius. I mean, here for me, for Nebius, it's a small dollar cost average for multiple weeks and just kind of build out. I do enjoy Coreweave a little bit more, but I can definitely see why certain people would prefer Nebius over Coreweave. I think Nebius, right? I know Nebius has all those other avenues as well, like the AV Ride, the kind of investments in all those other companies as well. So in that aspect, I do believe Nebius is one of those that you kind of dollar cost average no matter what. But right now, I'm pretty more excited about Coreweave in forms of which one I would want to buy right now. I hope, Drew, I agree. I hope Marvell shows up on Thursday. Maybe we get a little bit more announcements of some of the new customers. I think there's rumors that XAI is actually going to be using Marvell for certain custom compute. I don't know if it's for an AI accelerator or I don't know if it's OpenAI. So some big AI company is announcing, is reportedly partnering up with Marvell. Glad to see you. I got to thank him for taking a day off. I'm going to tell him, I'm gonna even pay him. I'm gonna be like, yo, can every time you take a day off, just let me know and I'll go live stream the days you go off. Like someone said, I'll be the sub teacher when he's off. Jose, do you have a bell for the open? No, I don't have a bell for the open. We can all just imagine some noise coming when the market opens. We have about 22 minutes. Are you bullish on any sectors other than the semiconductors? I mean, I think just in general, the tech space, the cloud server providers, I don't know. It's very weird to group them with kind of semiconductors. Um, but cloud server providers are ones I'm very, very bullish on. And I let me just say, I don't think I can show super chats in here with this platform that I'm using. But I do want to say shout out to Magusto for the 10 Canadian dollars. And then Zach, I appreciate it, Zach. Again, the platform that I'm using right now doesn't show super chats, so I have to fix that somehow. But Zach and Magusto, much, much appreciated. Much, much appreciated on that. Um, yeah, so I mean, Marvell, one of the biggest reasons they haven't quite recovered is they are definitely seeing competition um, in the ASIC space. And obviously, Broadcom is winning. You also have a lot of other ASIC players like Ao Chips in I think Taiwan it is. In Southeast Asia, you have a lot of kind of players in this space. And Marvell, it seems with Amazon, they're kind of doing where Amazon does certain chips with Marvell and certain chips with other players. And that created a lot of negative pressure for that one in general. But let's see, trading view. What do we have? Anything moving like crazy? Let me just, I don't want to see volume. Let's see. So right now, these are my Bitcoin mining, my chips. Are chips going anywhere right now? Oh, I saw that one. So, Air stock is up about, I like this one. It's up about 14%, hitting into $20. But let me take some more questions here before. China, are you asking about China market? Not sure what just China means. I don't own any Chinese stocks, if that's what you mean. I don't know what else I can think about China, just the word China. But no, I'm not. Yeah, Frank, I think this is true. So Nebius is obviously more diversified, right? And it has more business verticals, more potential upside and less risk. So I think that's where you want to go about it, right? Frank, it's like if you're looking for just a pure play AI data center build out, I think the winner, no matter how you see it, is CoreWeave. That great partnership that they have with Nvidia is going to go a long way. I really do believe it's going to go away a long way. With Nebius, they do have a decent partnership with Nvidia. We do know that they're kind of like a platform preferred player or whatever they call it. That's that partnership that they have. But the other great thing about Nebius is way more diversified, and their AI build out, their AI data center is more integrated as well, right? You kind of have a lot more software solutions with Nebius. So I understand. I agree that there are reasons to be bullish on Nebius over CoreWeave. But if you're just looking for a pure AI data center build out and with a lot of partnership with Nvidia, I think you can't go wrong with CoreWeave right now. Let's see some other questions. Let's see. How about Bessie? Bullish on Bessie. Bessie, let's just kind of, for those that are not familiar on Bessie, this is a European stock, so you can't really trade it unless you use ticker BSIF. It is in the semiconductor space. They are really crucial for, this is how you know a company just worries about their product and not their website. Let's look at, do they have presentations? Let me just go to Coreweave real quick. Open up. I just want to show some of the cool things about Bessie. And I'm going to show you a lot of cool things, a lot of cool platforms that I have here. Some are pretty expensive. So if you guys ever need me to show anything, just let me know. Big Baller, YouTube Money comes in with a lot of great tools. But Bessie is really great with bonding solutions, which is crucial for AI advancements right now. I think they kind of talk a little bit throughout this hybrid bonding, how everybody's using it from AMD and all these players. So they kind of create the equipment that goes in that aspect, in that market. So I do like Bessie, and here they kind of talk about, I think I've shown this slide before. Let's see, man, zoom out a little bit. So Bessie deals with how you're able to kind of stack these chips together. For example, chip to wafer, bonding here. You have hybrid bonding as well with number two. You have high bandwidth memory stacking. They kind of give you all the different products. So this is a company called BE Semiconductor. It's an equipment player. Not many people know this again. Maluso, this is a different platform. This is called Quarter. Um, it's one that I use for other aspects of earnings. This one's pretty pricey though. The version I have is kind of like an enterprise version. I pay a few grand for this on a yearly basis. So definitely not one I recommend for your just regular investors. For everyday use, it's obviously fiscal.ai. This is the only one you really need. The other one is more like an enterprise research place. Let's see what else. So we have some questions coming in. Let's kind of look at Nvidia stock and let's see how long till the market opens. If anybody can give me a 30-second breakdown. Let's see. And if you have any questions, I don't feel like scrolling too much. Just maybe I just don't want to. So what's the deal? Intel mean for equipment semiconductors? More capex from Intel, maybe even more for TSMC. I don't know. I mean, I don't. This Intel deal is pretty weird in my opinion. I talked about it in the past. I think Intel is getting played a little bit. If I may be honest, I think Intel investors got played a bit with this deal. I think the market loves it for now. For the all right. So let's see. Market is opening up. Let's see what we see really quick on CNBC. So everything's down. It seems Trump says government will make more deals like Intel State all day long. Semiconductor companies are not going to like this. They're not going to like this. And I think it's kind of dumb in my opinion. It makes sense for the administration itself. It makes sense for the administration, but for semiconductor companies, a lot of them don't really need the money. They're just going to say, okay, fine. I just won't build in the United States. I'll go back to building in Taiwan and I'll rather pay the tariffs. So I think if they go too hard, they're going to scare off a lot of semiconductor investments here in the United States. So I'll say, just be careful. And I don't think we're going to see too many deals. They want to, but I don't think. All right. So market opens. Let's kind of look at, let's see how you guys like it. So trading view, let's look at semiconductor stocks right now. So let's see, super charts right here. Ding, ding, ding. Let me just clear off my watch list really quick. Let me just erase a lot of these lines just to make it clean for you guys. And you guys are liking the daily candle, right? So AMD down about 2%. We do have some other players. So AMD taking a hit. I can't believe why AMD would be taking too much of a hit right now. I think the market is just not that happy about Intel's deal. Let's see, what else do we have? Astera Labs also taking a hit, down about 1%. We have Navitas down about 1% as well. Let's see, Ambarella, they are reporting earnings this week. Anything green? Do we have anything green? The only thing green we have right now is Air Technologies. Here, Air Technologies, I like this. I own this. We've been talking about this, luckily, in this channel since this stock was in the low teens. I'm happy we see certain stocks kind of go up a nice amount. I do believe, right, we are kind of seeing a little bit of a breather, especially before earnings, right? Before the GOAT comes out with, and I wasn't even showing my chart. AMD, like we see, down a bit. The only semiconductor market right now that is green is Air Technologies. I mean, Intel Corporation is up about 2% right now. What else do we have? TSM. TSM got some goated news, I guess, from what's his name? Jensen. Jensen says anyone that's investing in TSMC is a smart person. It's kind of just, I could care less about moving averages right now. But let's see what questions we have here. Let's Chat 650 watching only smash up. Appreciate it, Nick. And just for I don't have hood powers, right? I think hood only goes up if I'm in a midstream. Let's check out hood. But this one's been killing it. So congratulations to all the shareholders there on hood. But it does seem like the stock is down a bit today. What else do we have? Let me kind of look at my tech players, other tech. Nope, not other tech. Hardware and software. Unfortunately, Palantir down about 4%. We also see SoundHound down about 3%. We have Etsy down 160. Coreweave down. Okay, Coreweave is down. I really do enjoy Coreweave right now. Luckily, we sold on the ride up. I think now it's time for me to start getting in. I'm going to do an episode. I might buy a few hundred shares of Coreweave after this stream. So this is one I'm going to be debating a little bit more. But in the low 90s, in the 80s, Coreweave is one for me. Etsy, Etsy down 2.5%. We have Applied Digital down 2%. Tempest is down about 2%. We have Navitas down about 2%. We have Nebius down 2%. Yeah, I mean, I think for a lot of stocks that I don't mind dollar cost averaging. I don't mind selling puts. That's for those that are not familiar with me. I don't mind selling puts on stocks that I want to own, especially during the red days like this. You get a good premium. If it gets exercised, I get those shares and that premium as well. So for companies like Nebius, like Coreweave, that's most likely going to be my plan. Sell about 4 or 5 puts. Hope they get exercise and kind of collect that premium as well with it. Air Technologies, let's see. Semiconductor market. The only one really ripping is Air Technologies. Let's go. Breaking 20 up 28.5%. I am going to probably do a quick update on one of my videos for this. So AMD is down 1.6%. It's down 2.7%. Let's kind of look at AMD stock. I don't think there's anything new. Let's leave this here. So AMD down about 3% so far. I don't AMD stock price. Usually first thing I would try to look at is, has there been any decrease in price targets? What's today's date? No, nothing new. There has AMD's new. I don't think there's anything new going on with AMD. It could just be, I mean, we see Nvidia down. We see a few stocks down right now. I would say with AMD is just probably market volatility right now. It's prices that we saw on Friday at 10 o'clock. Let's see. I wouldn't see there's a reason for the dump here on AMD, but if anybody has anything, let me know in the comments. Oscar up 5%. Maybe that's what Neil needs to do. He needs to just not stream. So let's see. His Oscar is up. His Intel is kind of up. What else does he own? His UNH. And I don't know. I know he's talked about iron before, and that was down. Open? I know he's in open too. And kind of all right. So I guess most of the market is just taking a hit right now. Let's see what CNBC has to say. Stock slip. No real updates, right? So they're just saying Intel shares obviously extend after the White House. We haven't had anything. The biggest thing is just the market is going to be pretty quiet today, this week, until we get Nvidia's earnings. Nvidia being the largest company right now, it's all up to Nvidia to do any real noise. But let's go. Nvidia about 0.3%. Netflixes are pretty good. I'm just reading comments real quick. So let's see what else. If you have any questions, yeah, Neil is on. He says one of his friends is getting married, supposedly. I don't know how many friends he has, but he's on vacations right now. Unbeneficial Netflix screen, perhaps on K-pop weekend success. They also did announce, right, kind of I don't know if that was just a recent announcement, but the Jake Paul and Tank fight. is going to be on Netflix as well. Um, Bruno, Nebius sleep calls. Good idea. I'm Bruno. I'm just one of those that has never done really well with long call options. I'm more of just short term sell puts and get the shares after the puts go down. Um, but I mean, if the AI market is going to be real, I mean, obviously companies like Nebius and Coreweave can definitely be multi-baggers. The other thing though is those two companies, Nebius and Coreweave, um, are very popular right now. So you're definitely going to see kind of like a nice premium on the high volatility we are seeing there. So I would say you are probably playing a nice premium on those calls as well. Google and TSM are green. Uh, Google is I'm happy the market is finally getting excited about Google. Google is gonna, I think, be one of the best players, if not the best player here in the AI space. I mean, they're a cloud server provider. Let's just look at fiscal.ai real quick. Charting. Let's look at, no, let's just go to Google. Their Google Cloud is just growing so quickly. I think it's gonna, let's look at segment KPI. Nope. Yep, segment KPIs. Google Cloud revenue. I mean, let's look at last trailing 12 months continues to go up. I mean, just look at that. And they mentioned they're increasing capital expenditure because they still have too much AI demand versus actual AI compute. So I believe we're going to continue to see this Google Cloud revenue continue to grow at fast levels. And if we look at this, I have Google Cloud ratio compared to total revenue. Let's see if it pops up. Maybe on a quarterly basis. Hey, it's not working anymore. What happened here? Edit Google Cloud revenue divided by total revenue. I have to see why this is not working for me. Magic, Google is going to humble investors. Why do you think that? In a good way or in a bad way? Are you anti-Google? Are you pro-Google? What are your thoughts? Oh yeah, that's also true, right? But Apple reportedly is going to be using Google AI for iPhones last week. Has that been confirmed? Google and Apple. So yeah, there were reports 3 days ago that Apple explores using Google Gemini AI to power its overall Siri solutions. I mean, if they do this, I think Apple, at least for now, needs to do something like that. And that's what Apple is usually good at. If Apple doesn't have a good product, they rent it out, they buy it, they license it out until they finish their own products. I mean, they've done it with their chips. They've done it with a lot of other software solutions where, look, we'll definitely partner with you. We'll give you big money right now. But as soon as we get something working, we're going to leave you like no tomorrow. Bruno, will fiscal AI give you future price projections on stocks? You can't get future price projections on stocks, but they do have um, a modeling platform, if I remember correctly. I don't use it, but I'm guessing they have kind of like I think this is your own free cash flow solution where you can kind of put everything yourself and it'll give you the price target that it could be based on those calculations. So they do have kind of that calculator here for that that built up free cash flow model. I think that's the closest thing though to kind of future price projections that they have. Timothy, Jose, do you think Google will one day sell their TPUs? I don't. If they do, I think that would be massive. I don't know if Timothy, if you watched a recent interview with semi-analyst Dylan, he actually talked about it. He says if Google actually starts doing this, it would be a massive money maker for them. If there's a huge market, I don't see why they wouldn't. But that would definitely be at least some competition for Nvidia. If there was to be a competition from Nvidia in a third-party market, it would be Google's TPU. Not a heavy competition, but something that would be a little bit more aggressive than AMD. Let's see, what else do we have? Nvidia, good game to introduce new products for the coming months. New GPU, CPU, NVLink, Ethernet. Um, Vivid, the only thing is a lot of these we've heard about, right, from Nvidia already. If we let's like um that's why we have GTC events, right? Nvidia, let's go to Nvidia really quick. Um Event 2025, Computex, keynotes, slideshows. Let's look at their roadmap really quickly. Right. For Intel, for Nvidia, we already knew that they're gonna have the new chips, right? They have the black for Rubin, they were gonna have the new Rubin chip. So the new GPU itself. They were gonna have the new Vera CPU. They were gonna have the new NV switch, which also comes with the new NV-Link switch as well. They're gonna have the new Spectrum switch. They're also gonna have the CX9. So this is for their GPUs, the Rubin. This is their CPUs. Together they make the super chip, the Rubin Vera super chip. Then you have their NV switches, which are going to be crucial for connecting the GPUs. Spectrum, this is their networking solutions to do kind of like Ethernet and InfiniBand. And CX9 is kind of the switches they have for their DPUs, their Bluefield, I believe they're called. So we already knew that NVIDIA was going to be making all these chips from their last GTC event. Now I'm just seeing air stock right now up about 33%. Let's see what other questions. If you guys have, Khabib, I think I keep missing your question. So, what do you think will be main energy solution for data centers? Natural gas from next. That's a fast and cheap option, or will nuclear be the better long term choice? I think for now, it's definitely going to be just natural gas. There are a few events happening right now that might be changing, but at least for the next few years, it has to be that or some form of. I know there's been discussions of massive solar farms being built out. The only one that I could see doing something like that, or maybe more energy powered, would be XAI due to Elon and kind of like the mega packs that they have. So it would be curious if there's anybody that's going to be switching really quickly on some form of new technology in forms of power solution. I think it would be XAI due to Elon. Um, let's see. I heard Bitcoin, um, Bitcoin price USD. But this one's been ripping it, right? I mean, 110 is still much. Just in April, it was at 77, right, or 75. I don't own any Bitcoin, but it does seem like it pulled down from its peak about 6% here. Let's see what other questions we have. Yeah, Google pushing new highs almost. Let's go here with Google. What are your Krupa, what are your top two cybersecurities for the next 5 years? So I don't really follow the cybersecurity market too much. The only one I do have in my portfolio is CrowdStrike in forms of cybersecurity. Um, the cybersecurity market is just too immense. For me to really be focusing and following it too much. So right now, Krupa, I think it would be more, if I was to enter in the cyberspace, it would be more via an ETF. Right now, I just do own CrowdStrike though. If anybody has any cybersecurity stocks that they recommend, kind of taking a more deep dive into, let me know in the comments. I would definitely appreciate that. But right now, what I do have my eyes focused on are a little bit in the Bitcoin miners, which I do believe can benefit a lot from this AI race right now. What else? Josh, have you, Jose, Josh, Mio? I have not. As you can see, I've having Googled it in the past. I haven't. Definitely not one I take a Palo Alto. So I know Palo Alto, and then the other one is the two popular ones are Palo Alto and what is the other one? Oh man, Fortinet. Um, those seem to be the best two, the two that I always hear about outside of CrowdStrike. Year to date, so this one has done. I've seen a pullback. It seems right since in past years, kind of sitting at levels, and then Fortinet. The only thing with cybersecurity, right? Cybersecurity, just like in the semiconductor market has so many different pieces, right? You have the AI space, you have the power space, you have kind of the equipment space, and the list goes on. I know, I feel, and it has to be right for the cybersecurity market. It's the same space, right? It has to do with like user authentication, with some form of zero security trust, zero trust, and all this, right? So there's so many aspects, and I don't know which of those should I follow first, right? Because in the semiconductor, there's so many, and I know the ones I want to follow are in the AI innovation, in the form of cybersecurity. Within the cybersecurity, what is the biggest or most important segment that one should follow in that space? Um, Thanks for waking us up, Jose. Let's see what we have here. Um, I heard he's sick. That's the word on the street from everybody else here. Um, on here. Um, um, Investing for freedom. Do they build their own data centers? I know one of those builds their own chips as well. I'm guessing, I guess that's Fortinet. Amit retired and will travel the world. Maybe. Hope it isn't for you. Chill. They're gonna come for me next. Um, yeah. So for those that are asking, he's not hungry anymore. He takes one day off and he's not hungry anymore. Now that guy works like no tomorrow. He should take a rest. Um, but yeah, this is the thing. Nick says he lost his voice. Um, I was gonna say a dad joke there, but I'll save it for another day. Um, Unfortunately, my babysitter was texting and I didn't respond. Hopefully, the baby is okay. Um, Glad you're live. Thank you, Corey. Appreciate it. I'm glad I'm live. You guys are pretty fun. Everybody here is pretty fun. Um, I was like, you know what? I gave him something extra so he can sleep longer today, and I can take over. Yeah. Like Ro mentioned, Jose is the. I don't know if I don't like using the word chip guru, but I'm the chip guy, right? I think I don't think anybody does it better than me in the semiconductor space, at least for free. Um, so this works for this. It works, right? I mean, it was the. I hope his voice gets better, but it definitely it definitely helped out for the. He probably drank um more in the last 72 hours than the last year. Oh man. Um, Amit lost his voice. Someone found it and will ship it back to him. Just send like a 3 day. Don't do overnight shipment. Um, we need your wisdom. We need Nvidia. I mean, I wish I can give us Nvidia green. I mean, Nvidia moving $1 is even $1. No, I don't want to. I don't want to flex. Never mind. Um, let's see. Is the market reversing? Let's go. Uh, Nvidia. I'm a V shape. All right, we're getting AMD is still down. Um, eh, I think after the stream, I'm gonna have to find out what's going on here with AMD. But a 3% drop, there has to be something. Is there AMD investor? Is there an event happening today? AMD investors relations. AMD. Nope, I don't care about that one. Let's go to events. Actually, let me just go here. Quarter. Let me go to my calendar. Events. No, there's no AMD event this week. Nvidia, we have Nvidia here. What if anybody knows what's happening with AMD? Feel free to let us know. Um, hey, I'll take it. I mean, YouTube loves the algorithm. YouTube loves the engagement. I'll take it. Um, Thoughts? What's your price? Bruno, I feel like if I was to give price targets, the market and people would love me a little bit more. I would be a little bit more popular. I'm not a fan of price targets. I like a company until I don't like it anymore. So it's more of where the price target just keeps evolving, right? It just keeps going and going if I'm bullish in that space. So that's why it's very limited. It's very hard for me to do price targets. I think in the short term, volatility drives a lot more of the direction for the stock price itself. But long term, Coreweave, I think, is still a multi-bagger here. Obviously, with the risk that I talk about it, we've seen even Frank kind of talk a little bit about kind of the risk, like the over leverage or the high debt. But I like Coreweave. Market cap of $44 billion. I could see this being a $100 billion company at least in the near future as we kind of see this huge innovation in AI space. So I look at it like that. And obviously, as it progresses more and more, my changes kind of go either up or down on it. Um, Is there a chance Nvidia will mention Navitas on Wednesday? Stephen, I do think there is a chance. I mean, if there's a question about power solution, I think Jensen would be like, we're working on the power solution constraints. That's why that's not even his voice. So I don't even know if I changed my voice. So bad impersonation there. But I think Jensen would say, we're working with great partners with power solutions to try to improve the power constraints. One of those partnerships are companies like Navitas, like Texas Instrument, like whoever else they mentioned. So there is a chance. But I think it only comes if someone asks about maybe some of the power constraints happening in the data center space. Uh, let's see what other questions. AMD is down because of Intel hype and insider selling report. I don't, the Intel hype is I just really don't get it. Why? I just don't get it. Why AMD bad? I'm just not a fan of the Intel deal right now. I think, like I mentioned, Intel, unfortunately, due to the weaknesses had, it was put in the corner. I think it was unfortunately taken advantage of. It was said, good job, Intel. Just tell the market that you like this deal, and that's it. And you can go back to kind of continuing here in the US. So I do think Intel got played. I think Intel got played pretty bad. Um, Jose, are you going to buy a Jensen jacket? I don't know. I feel like it. I, I there should just be a store for that. I I'm gonna just start buying leather jackets and just start selling them on the job. I feel like I have all the customers I need. I think that would be a great way. Um, a great middleman to sell any leather jackets. I think the market is here. Family man Jose taking the responsibility and picking up the slack of that's what that is, right? That I guess well, I'm not I am a dad, but I'm not anybody's streaming dad. Um, but yeah, I'm picking up the slack. Neo and the mid, they're sick, partying too much. I'm here. I got to make sure you guys get, I guess, somewhat information. I don't know if what you call this is information though. Jose trying to be respectful, love it. Haha. Jose is Jose. No need for the other jacket. Exactly. I don't know what my style is. Jose with the Johnson wig. Oh, Mark, let me see this. I now I'm gonna have to do AI, and that's gonna be my thumbnail for earnings for the earnings live stream. I'm gonna see if I can put me in the Jensen wing. Oh, that actually wouldn't be bad. A Jensen bobblehead. Ah, um, it's Neil. Let's see. You are doing fab. Thanks. I appreciate it, Margaret. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. It's Neil out because Trump put tariffs on. I don't know his couch. He's been doing good. He's been doing good outside of the furniture market. It seems. Uh, let's kind of look at some stocks again. Does anybody has any stocks to look at before we go back to messing with the chat? You guys are hilarious, so appreciate it. Palantir, unfortunately, hopefully we get a nice V-shaped reaction here. I know a lot of people here follow Palantir. We also do have a lot of what you guys call hoodies, I guess. Hoodies taking a hit. Coinbase, I mean, Coinbase, I guess with the whole Bitcoin thing, you kind of see that kind of market. I'm going to guess maybe a lot of the Bitcoin miners are also, no, iron is actually doing crazy. Mara Holdings, I guess, with the Bitcoin exposure is taking a hit. You also see kind of like your, what is it, Cypher? Is it Cypher? No, there we go. Cypher like this. Um, Cypher mining. I guess a lot of these players, obviously with Bitcoin, are also going to be taking a hit as they still do have kind of the exposure. Applied Digital down, but not with it. All right. Okay, that's enough stocks. Now we can go back to questions. Can you please, Jose, all right. CJ, what's going on, CJ? Jose, do you only concentrate on the picks and shovels of AI, no niche softwares like Resolve? CJ, I want to say I start off with the AI chip market, right? So I start off with Nvidia and then I work my way down. So with Nvidia, I've worked from Nvidia, then I've gone to the cloud server providers, and then I've invested on the cloud server providers. Then outside of the cloud server providers, now I'm going down on the list on either power solutions, power shells, or kind of like these data center needs being like your Applied Digital, your Coreweave, or stuff like that. So what's under the cloud server providers? Eventually, I'm gonna make my way down to software. I just don't think I'm there just yet in the latter, and I think that's fine because I think the excitement is still kind of like in the infrastructure, the cloud server providers, and these kind of data center miners, these data center companies like Coreweave. I think that's where the excitement eventually is gonna go down to the software space. My biggest software market right now is GitLab, right? That's the biggest position that I have right now. Let's see. Jose, you totally not interested to look at EVs, Josh. I mean, I own an EV. I do own a Tesla. And I use FSD whenever I'm on it. I think there's a market in EVs. In the overall landscape right now, I think the main thematic is definitely AI. So in EVs, though, if EVs, I personally start off with looking at more semiconductor stocks in the EV space. So on Semiconductor. So this is a company that provides, let's kind of just go to their website really quick. On Semiconductor. On Semiconductor, like they provide powering solutions that do get used a lot in the EV. We can see for vehicle electrification, for powertrain. So for me, that's where I'm liking the EV space is more in certain semiconductor companies. And they also just recently announced a partnership with Nvidia as well. So I don't mind EVs. I don't really want to invest directly in EVs. I think I'll invest more on semiconductor companies that can benefit from the EV space because I do believe a lot of those power solutions can eventually benefit from the robotics market. Nvidia turning green. Let's go. Let's go. Nice, nice. AMD. So there are reports of insider selling. I'll have to look at that in a bit. But I'm going to kind of look at Elizabeth will say, where are you based? Jersey. You know, it's crazy. I live so close to Amit and he never wants to hang out. He thinks I'm not, I guess I'm not cool enough for him. Johnny, yes, I do like Coreweave more than Nebius at these prices, but I do like both. I mean, if you were to tell me, Jose, here's 100,000, I don't know, how would I split that up? I don't know if I would do 50-50 right now. I think I would do more like 70-30 at purchasing right now. 70% of the money would go to Coreweave, 30% to Nebius. I know, let's see, New Jersey, let's go. Someone keeps talking about BM. Load the boat. Neo, your fan is into meme stocks, Nebius, and negative margins. I don't know. I mean, I guess, Andy. Damn, ouchie. What happened to ouchie here? Hold on. There's a stock. So hold on. NJ, let's go. BMNR. Any views on it? No real views. I know people keep asking for me. No real news. Nothing that you're gonna get any actual value from. It's like, I guess it's interesting. Right. Is this the Ethereum play by that analyst? I'm not much of a crypto. I'm definitely not into the crypto space at all. So any thoughts here would just be a lot of bull. So nothing, no thoughts on my end. But that shouldn't be seen as either bullish or maybe might be seen as bullish, as it means that not everybody knows about the crypto space just yet. And you know how everybody says the top is when everybody is talking about it. Um, I'm not talking about it, so maybe that might mean that the top is not there. Um, let's see. Yeah, so Tom Lee from CNBC, BMR. So let's see. Um, I sometimes I'm just click. So hopefully they're good questions and not weird questions. How much ramp walk do you think we have for AI stock? Bull running, thinking all the challenges that are ahead of AI. There is less and less data to train, power of diminishing returns, underwhelming GPT-5. I think I got the question. So um, I guess your question is AI was looking to be running nonstop, but now it's looking like it's slowing down. It's walking instead of running. Maybe it might look like it's crawling. I think in your text-based chat box, it is kind of just walking now. The aspect is when you start to integrate a lot of these AI solutions into the physical world. And that's what we're getting, right? We have kind of like the robotic space emerging. You have kind of autonomous vehicles. That's where it's running, right? That's where we're still running. We're also still running in healthcare markets, in drug discovery. We're still running in eventually the growth in agents, right? AI agents. I do think AI agents is going to be a big future, and it's going to be a big way of how people are going to interact with software, with anything, any form of technology in the next 2 to 3 years is going to be all pretty much with some form of AI agent. Um, yeah, I mean, I think if you just look at it in the chatbot world, in the text communicating, it looks like it's walking instead of running. But there's so many avenues where AI is running right now. Um, Nick, hey, funny, I'm actually heading to Bethlehem for a family quick trip, so I probably won't see Nick. But I don't know. I mean, I definitely don't have a strong community like Amit, so I don't think I'm anywhere near for creating any local community meetups just yet. But maybe in the near future, if I start to maybe do a little bit more live streams and build a community that way. Um, uh, let's see, Jose, do you mind sharing some thoughts or insights on the new co-op thingy? Is this the new co-op? I'm not sure, Timothy. I might be having a blank. So if you can remind me, co-op thingy, are we talking about the new optic space with it, or are we talking about a new style of CoWoS technology? Um, CRC dogs, yes. I mean, I personally like GitLab. I think this has the potential to be a multi-bagger. I don't know where it's at right now. 45, yes. So market cap of $7.5 billion. I do enjoy it. I've invested. I think my overall dollar cost average show is around these levels, around the 45s. So I could be biased, but this is one of my plays here in the AI market. Someone asked if I'm excited for September 3rd. Is that when they report earnings? I doubt it, right? Do they have a major conference on September 3rd? Let's look at events here. Events, news and events. Is this where they're gonna, September 3rd. So it's just their earnings. Okay. This is one of those stocks that I feel like every other Jose, I just want to say, we have a Amit here, Jose. I have an Nvidia shirt that I will be wearing for earnings. No leather jacket this time. Jesus was born in New Jersey. Um, where's Amit? I heard he's sick. But I think he's just showing support. I think he said, you know what? It's Jose's week. Let me take a day off. Let me get Jose have some of my viewers for the day. I think that's what's happening. So I just want to say, feel better. Amit, where you at? Oh, there he is. Jose, come to one of Amit's meetups. You know, he never invites me. He never tells me where to go. And like I said, I'm not cool enough for him. He just wants me to go on his live streams to pump up HUD, and then he tells me to leave. That's exactly what it is. And it's okay. I'm there for it. Let's see what's going on. Jose is too cool. Appreciate that. I want that shirt. Now I got to see. I feel like since Nvidia's earnings, and I guess I'm one of the Nvidia's guy, I have to dress well. I'm gonna come looking like a bum instead. Everybody's gonna be dressing all nice. I had a planned haircut. Um, I don't know if I'll do that. I'll just come looking like a homeless bum. Let's see. It's acting sick. But sneaking into chat. Let's see. You should cover CRMD. All right, Sandy, I'm gonna take a closer look at CRMD. Not one that I follow too much. I guess I don't even know the sticker. Core medics. All right. Let me just say I know nothing. And this is for me, right? I guess my investment style is different. Um you are a different kind of Indian, that's why. And, a Spanish Indian? I don't know. The Jose wear a suit and say thank you. That's all right. I'm coming with the suit and tie for live stream on Wednesday. Um, do you know what air the yes, Joseph. Hopefully. Um Jose, I post this every day on mid streams. Join the open army. I'm not much of I don't know. It's just not my style, you know. Sorry, there was a question here. Do you know what air does? Yeah, so air technologies, luckily I have a few videos on this in the past few years, in the past year alone. So air technologies killing it 32%. This one though, I do want to say it's a very small company, less than $1 billion. So you do tend to see those massive pull-ups and then followed by some pull downs and some pull-ups and some pull downs. But air technologies, they create a product for the equipment called stress test. So what they pretty much do is you have all these chips on the top level overview. You have all these chips, and you kind of put a lot of voltage to those chips. You have to make sure that they don't break. That they are able to withstand certain type of heat, certain type of high voltages, and they don't break because there's some form of reliability. A lot of their solutions have been used in electric vehicles or chips that go into electric vehicles. Recently, they started to enter into the artificial intelligence world. So they have these powerful test solutions that are being used on AI chips. Um, right? So I think today they announced, let's look at Air Investors Relations. Today they announced that they got a major hyperscaler expands AI process production capacity with additional air test package, level test, and burning systems. So it seems like I don't know. I don't know why. I think it might be Amazon. But one of the big major hyperscalers is buying their machines to test out that their chips aren't going to burn out. And that's pretty much what air test system that has. It's a stress test on semiconductor players. But I like it. It's one of those kind of multi-bagger opportunities for me. And I'm happy to see this news today. So let's see. Margaret, let him know. Let him know. Amit, show Jose some respect around here. Nah, he's been awesome to me. Much appreciate every time he has me on his stream. Um, I'm Irish. We need an Indian Irishman collab. I guess Jose is Latino. I don't know. Um, Jose rightfully sticks to AI stocks. Yeah, so that's what I do, right, CJ? That's pretty much where I stay in. That's my bread and butter right now. Luckily, I would say, CJ, the great thing about being in the semiconductor space is semiconductors go into everything. So I will be able to kind of see where kind of maybe not time. I don't think I can ever time a top or bottom, but I can see, oh, look, the market seems to be more exciting now on EVs, on drones, on power solutions, on this type of chip that goes on this type of product. And then it shows me, that's how I start off my investment process. The AI market, the semiconductor market usually touches everything. So I'll see AI gets super popular. Then I get to see where that goes down in that funnel or that pyramid. Um, uh, Iron is a beast. Jose, are you buying Nvidia earnings? I would say no, but that's mainly because I'm fortunate enough to have a really, really nice Nvidia position. I haven't sold anything for many years of Nvidia. So I'm just holding. This has become nearly a third of my portfolio. Maybe more if you kind of think of ETFs and other stuff. But I'm not buying. But luckily, it's because I have that. I have it already such a big position. Um, if I didn't have it, it would be. I would say I would do very small, very very small dollar cost averaging. I think Nvidia, even though it's a $4 trillion stock, right? Almost five. Are we close to five? Close to 4.5. I think there's growth here. I think this is still a market beater for many years. Um, But no, I'm not buying. Jose, what's your take at Micron? I mean, the memory market is definitely changing. It's not the same memory space as it was before. It's not as highly commoditized as it was before. But you still have some strong competition. I don't own Micron. I feel like with AI plays, I still benefit a lot with companies like AMD, with like Nvidia, with Marvell. I feel like that whole market will trend very similar. So adding to Micron would just increase my exposure in that space. But I can see the bullish case with Micron, and they're definitely kind of doing really good with HBM4. They're doing obviously amazing with HBM3E. Like I mentioned, with HBM4, they already talked about shipping samples. We're hearing great news about that, them kind of gaining market share. So there's obviously more memory being used on phones, on laptops, on servers outside of HBM as well. There's a lot of growth reasons in automotive, in robotics. There's just a lot of reasons to be excited with Micron and memory. Beneficial is saying Google at 208. Maybe Neil should also just not stream much. I mean, Google stock is 52-week high. It seems like it. Let's 5-year max. What was the max before? So it's just hitting new highs, eh? Google is killing it. I still think, I think Google is going to be a monster too. Let's see. Poet is a sleeper. Not one I talk about, but I know some other famous YouTubers follow it. I love that. I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys know each other from a midstream, right? That's pretty cool. I do think that's pretty cool. I think that's one of the great things about just YouTube in general, right? When I first started investing, there wasn't much of a community, and most of my friends at the time didn't want to invest. And I think it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to now be able to go to random live streams and just kind of continue to talk about either random gambles, long-term investments, whatever makes money, right? Are you still bearish on the SoundHound? I would say, I don't know if bearish is the right word. I'm just not a believer. Is that bearish? I don't think that's bearish. I wouldn't put my money into it. I could see the stock go up. I just wouldn't put my money into SoundHound. That doesn't mean, I just don't, I don't know if that's bearish. Is that bearish? Maybe that's bearish. Jose, do you think Nvidia crushes? Yes, yes. But I showed this chart in one of my videos. The biggest, if there's any doubt about Nvidia not crushing, this chart right here should solidify all the doubts. Capital expenditure didn't grow much in quarter 4 and quarter 1, right? This was a very minimal sequential growth. In quarter 2, we already had all the big players. Look at that jump in capital expenditure. $100 billion in capital expenditure this quarter, where it was 80 billion a quarter ago. So that's what? Quick math, about 35% growth on a sequential basis. Who's getting that? Not AMD. I mean, we saw AMD, they didn't report any strong numbers on the data center side. They had growth, strong numbers, but nothing crazy in the AI side. Who else is getting that 20 billion? Obviously, some is the data center buildouts, but the ones that are getting that $20 billion are either going to be Broadcom and Nvidia. I think Nvidia is the one getting most of it. Jose came to do a quick little video with the whole community here. Yeah, I mean, I just came to say hi. It's been over an hour and a half. I can see why Amit loves it, right? It definitely, if you have a fun community, it's definitely the time goes pretty quickly. AI, so Big T 23, AI in healthcare. Do you think that AI has improved the quality of care and screening for patients, leading to more treatment? Does that correlate with increasing rising loss ratios? Oh, that's actually pretty interesting to you, right? So you're saying now with AI, you're finding more diseases or you're finding the sickness faster. So because you're finding that someone is sick, insurance companies now are having an influx of patients. I never thought about it that way, Big T. That's actually out of the box thinking, and it does make sense. I don't follow the healthcare market that much, and I would say at least for right now, I would say most likely no, because I don't think we have too much AI screenings just yet. Um, I do think it is something to consider in the potential in the future. Drink some water. Thank you, Magusto. Jose wants to leave the chat. Trump is he live? Do we want to listen? I don't know what you guys normally like. Again, I mean, this is more people than I normally have. So you guys tell me. No, I don't think he's live. Is he live? No, it's a commercial break. Um, what else? Let's kind of go AMD stock. AMD's recovering a little bit here. Uh, let's see. Drink some water. All right. So I did this. All right, Magusto, appreciate that. Jose, ¿qué crees en Navitas Semiconductor? Gook. I mean, I understand the growth opportunity. I think there's time to buy into Navitas, right? I think we saw from last earnings. I think there's time. Um, I think you might see kind of reaction, excitement before their next earnings, but I think you're going to follow that same trend where people are hoping for Nvidia revenue coming from Navitas soon. It's going to take some time. Um, let's see. It's Amit knows it. See, he does this, so he knows. Um, happy birthday, William. I know normally that does it. This is my birthday week, so I actually do appreciate the birthdays. Um, Amit's going crazy. He's talking in my head right now since I can't speak. Thanks for taking this one, Jose. What did I take, Ed? I appreciate it. No problem. Admit refugees are crazy. They're pretty fun. I know this one because I usually tell this one to Amit too. But Jose, keep streaming. I guess I'm gonna do a 24. No, I have to take care of the little one. I was gonna say I'm gonna do a 24-hour until Amit gets on. Um, I'm gonna stream until he gets on. Happy birthday! Happy birthday! Kid MMA, happy birthday on September 3rd. GitLab reports earnings on September 3rd. Hopefully, you can bring us some good luck. Keep streaming 7-day event. That would be wild. No, well, my wife. I don't think my wife would like it. I don't think my little one would like it either. I'm the favorite. Nebius is going up. Coreweave is going down. Complete opposites. Yeah, they. I mean, I get it. I get it. Nebius has a cleaner balance sheet. It has a lot of excitement right now. I think also a lot more analysts are following Nebius and giving it more popular excitement. And I think the excitement from analysts on CoreWeave is leaving. Right. I think this one's leaving. I'm most likely going to sell some puts after the stream, though, on this one. Jose, Dad is streaming. Can't come get you. You better walk. No, my little one isn't at school yet. Um, that's got work to do. He's on his grind. You better walk it. Uh, Jose is a brother from another mother. Oh man. Let's see. SoFi breaking out. Oh no. Hold on. Nick, appreciate this money was going to go to Amit, but going to you now, Jose. Thank you for stepping in and giving us a morning fix. Since I told you he's giving me he threw an alley oop for me right now. He's giving me the opportunity. He's like, Jose, it's Nvidia's week. I'm gonna take the day off. You can take it. Um, let's see. The only thing is, SoFi, again, I don't follow the fintech market. SoFi is killing it. I wonder what Neil, that's why Neil isn't here today, right? That's why Neil isn't here today. He knew something was going to happen. He's probably celebrating, eating some good food. His SoFi is up. I know he follows Intel. His Intel got played, but it's still up for some reason. But I see why Neo isn't on right now. No, I kidnap. I think I'm gonna kidnap him for the week, just so I can keep you guys for this week. This Google stock screen is killing me. What is Google? My. This is. Do you want me to put trading view? Fine, fine. We have people that want to see trading views. Let's see what we have here. Um, let's go to Air Technology since I own this info chart. Let's here. Look. What do you got? What am I having in the background? Let's have SoFi in the background. All right, we're gonna have the daily. How much of a gamblers are you guys? Do you guys look at freaking minute charts, minute candles, hour candles? I don't know what you guys do here. um, let's see what questions. What's going on? Stock market news. I got to text Evans in a bit. I was busy with the little one, but what's going on? What's going on? Handling like a champ. I got to start reading the chat, the text beforehand. Um, we need candles. I got to zoom in a little bit. That's too small, right? Man, you guys, there we go. You need candles. What do you guys trade at? You guys trade every minute? You need a minute candle? All right, here, we got minute candles going on. Let's see minute candles on Intel. On what else do you guys? We need candles. 30-second candles. How crazy do you guys go? And it likes to. Oh my god. We're gonna put the 10-second. Do you have? No, I have no bell. I don't. Ding, 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 ding. Evan is there. Let's see. Thoughts on NVMI. This is the other metrology company, right? Oh, damn. Oh, there we go. Intel. No one cares about Intel. Let's look at something we like. All right. Nvidia. This is Nvidia. We need to. Jose X. Of course I watch. It's doing great. It's not easy to, but you just got. I enjoy the community. I think the community is just killing it. They're making this so much fun. All right. So, well, this is the NVIDIA channel. All right. So we don't look at no hoodies. We don't look at any Palantirs. All right. So we're going to keep the NVIDIA and we're going to get excited if this jumps to 180. If it jumps to 178, we cry a little bit. Only indicator you ever need for investing is this right here. The volume profile is anything. Is everything. Let's see. So for those that this is the greatest thing ever, I would say. How can I show the actual ticker? I haven't used TradingView. I only set this is the only thing I set up. It's called the volume BP. I even forget the name, but it's the only one I use. Gosh darn it. I'll get the name to you another day. Someday I'll come out and say, you know what? This is the VRVP. There we go. It's kind of like relative to the volume, to the price. So it tells me like where everybody has bought, right? So obviously you kind of have all this volume right here because that's where everybody bought. So it's great for me to just kind of find exactly where there's easy I know I don't talk about it that much, but it's the easiest way to kind of find any support or resistance. Kind of just scrolling. You see where at what price level VPVR. Yep. VPVR. That's what it is. It's only. I think it's only on. I've only found it in TradingView. I'm pretty sure there's another platforms, but it tells you exactly where most of the volume is. Weeble's probably be better. Probably. I don't know. But it just shows you exactly where the volume is based on a price. So you can kind of see like if NVIDIA jumps, it's most likely a good amount of support here on that 144. So then if you look at the chart itself, you actually do get to see that that's where a lot of candles get hit, right? So it's the easiest, simplest, technical analysis I tend to do, and this is the most brunt of it. Um, let's see what else. Um, but sorry, let's go back. No one cares about a weekly. I use the weekly candles as a long-term responsible investor. I look at the weekly candles, but we're here for the minute candles. I see. Um, all right. So some people are saying that I would guess other platforms have it. I seriously need a mentor to help me with my investments. Let me say, Rodriguez, if you're starting off, experience, especially if you're starting off, experience is definitely the biggest mentor. It's gonna kick you in the ass when you do something wrong, and it's gonna reward you when you do something right. So to me, I think I do think experience is a big mentor. If not, maybe don't go out there reading 20,000 books. That would be my first thing. I think that's you get so lost reading it. Maybe find one good book and read that book like 20, 30 times. I think that's better than reading 30,000 books. Understanding one book is probably the best way about it. Um, if someone's just getting started with individual, what price point should hold out for Nvidia? They should. This is wild. I think with Nvidia, it's a small dollar cost average at any price. But Randall, I would say with Nvidia, you really have to you can't, with any stock, right, Randall, you can't just buy a stock based on hype. You have to understand the company. And once you understand the company, you're able to weed out all the bearish news. For example, with Nvidia, just this company alone, every other week, there's some form of bearish news that unfortunately does have some weak hands sell out because they don't understand the market. So small dollar cost average, and on that step, understanding and doing research of the company. Amit, appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Great job today and excited for NVIDIA on Wednesday. So happy both of our communities are together. Going to go get some sleep, get better. Appreciate the support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, so Ash, I think get familiar with one stock. I think that's the thing. It's like you have to just pick one stock, understand it. Starting off as an investment is boring, but ETFs is probably the easiest way. Your SPY, your Qs, your a semiconductor ETF, whatever being, start off with an ETF. Once you get some money in ETF, during that process, start learning about individual stocks and then start kind of learning about those and maybe doing individual stock trades. But index, if I was to ever invest without knowing anything, I would just buy indexes and then kind of start off from there. Every time he travels, he's sick. He needs to take some emergency or something beforehand, right? Subscribe to the appreciate Mr. Crash, Mr. Crash. This is definitely it. If you haven't, I would appreciate a thumbs up, a subscribe button here. My goal was to hit 75,000 subs this year. I just hit it yesterday, so thank you. And if you're new to this channel, my name is Jose Navarro. Just a quick information on me. I'm about to be 33. I am an electrical engineer, have a master's in electrical engineering. I quit my job about 5 years ago to pretty much do semiconductor analysis in my own way, via YouTube, via newsletter, and the list goes on and on. This is the best place you're going to find any semiconductor news, right? Semiconductor and AI news. This is the channel. Hit the thumbs up and the subscribe button. Unfortunately, I don't talk too much about other aspects. Luckily, the semiconductor market hits everything, right? It hits robotics, it hits AI, it hits manufacturing, it hits data centers, and the list goes on and on. So appreciate it. Let's see. Roberta, also take emergency. That's what I feel like one of my friends who's always traveling, he's always taking emergency packs before traveling, and he seems to be okay. David, you look, appreciate it. You look 25, Jose, not 33. 33 with the little one. It's, let's see. You know, I glad dogs appreciate it. I definitely would say I'm the best here on YouTube, but I'm always learning, right? There's a lot of events happening right now in the semiconductor. One thing that I want to do to increase my knowledge is I'm starting to go to a lot of semiconductor conferences as well, right? So I'm somewhat, I guess, known a little bit here in the YouTube community, but now I want to get known real in the actual aspect of the industry. So I'm going to more semiconductor events. Some I listen to virtual, but it's like I'm back in school sometimes. Robert, let's go. I'm beneficial, appreciate it. Congrats. I'm sorry for some reason on this platform I can't share super chats, but I'm beneficial, appreciate it. Thank you so much. Um, uh, uh, any news here? So let's see. All right, let's go back to some questions. Jose is the truth. Oh man. Um, do we have any stocks we want to look at? Anything crazy? Let's look at is the market behaving anyway? So the only one that's really killing it right now is Air Technologies. Pretty cool. I mean, it's at least for the day now, we're looking at kind of minute candles. We kind of see this reaction here is staying still around these 23 levels. That's the only semiconductor we have super green right now. Credo is kind of, I don't know if anyone's familiar with Astera Labs. This is kind of like someone in that same space, Credo Technologies, up about 2%. What else do we have? Intel, again, I'm not a huge fan of the deal, but the market loves it. Intel up about 1.7%. We have Google at $209. Google is killing. What is their all-time highs? Let's look at a weekly. Isn't it? It's all-time highs. I thought it is, right? I don't see candle base. Yeah, it killing it, killing it. Google is this is crazy. This is crazy. Um, with Google doing amazing right now. Um, Google is going for 210s. That's why. All right, let's see. Nvidia, what's your view on them? Kind. I mean, I believe this is that company, right? This is going to be I, I, they continue to release new things. I really do is it going to be that crazy returner we saw like 2, 3 years ago? No. Is it going to beat the market? I think so. I think there's a lot of opportunity for Nvidia as long as it keeps pushing forward in its direction. At least, and it is competitive. Jensen continues to demonstrate why he is the GOAT. So I like Nvidia. If I was to be buying at these levels, I've talked about it in the past, it would be more of a small dollar cost averaging right now. But it's my first time investing. I would say before earnings, anybody, it's always a coin flip. It's always a coin flip. Um, Investing before earnings is all about what the market is expecting. It's very hard to understand what the market is expecting and how much has been priced in. We know analyst expectations, right? We know that analysts want this type of numbers and that, but even if they beat, is that what was priced in? So buying before earnings is always a coin flip. Long term, if you can withstand the volatility, I do like Nvidia. But if it was my first stock, I would start off with like a semiconductor ETF or kind of like a index to Qs, more like it. Yeah, it's all about the time horizon. If Robert, right, if you're looking for just a quick trade, it's a coin flip. I think opportunity though is pretty strong there. Um, let's see, SC, what's going on with Coreweave? I mean, let's kind of look at Coreweave here, and let me kind of drink some water real quick. I mean, I haven't. Let's look. Is there any news impacting Coreweave stock really quick? Um, do we have insider selling Coreweave stock? Coreweave insiders. I mean, you kind of could have some pressures of insider selling. Uh, no, nobody has sold. It seems since August 18th or August 19th. And it wasn't much that they sold either, if I might be honest. I'm going to look for some Rocket Lab news. I see a lot of you guys cover it. I don't really know this one too much. Let's see. I'm not sharing my stuff because sometimes I don't know what pops up here. So Rocket Lab, let me just see. Any news here? Rocket Lab apps. Well, let me just put it here so you guys can at least see. With Coreweave, there is no real news that I can see. There could be maybe a analyst downgrade, but I mentioned earlier, probably after the stream, I'm gonna sell a few puts on Rocket on Coreweave. Oh, they had another successful launch. So someone was saying they can't find any news here. Rocket Lab. So it seems like they just had a successful launch, and that's obviously great for the excitement, at least for perspective of the stock. Did Google hit 210? Nice. Let's kind of go back there to Google really quick. Pretty impressive. Oh, it did hit 210. Nice. Wait, did it? I see 209. Marvell getting to 74. Is Marvell up today? Yeah, so we do have Marvell earnings coming up. One that we're gonna follow in this channel. Do we want? We don't want. Hold on. Let me just remove status lines. I want to remove. Okay, extended trading day, regular trading. Okay, there we go. So let's. For now, I just really want to put on Nvidia while we I look at some of the chats here. Marvell's getting to 74. We got Marvell earnings, like I mentioned. I'm pretty excited there. A successful launch equals 10% mad. Hope you're hope isn't for you, man. Let's see. Jose, you're slaying today's live stream. Your sub count is going to leapfrog. Like I said, Mark, I gotta tell Amit every time he goes off, he does his live stream to just send me a text. Just send me a text. I'll take over that day. I'm not sure where this is kind. They put those sold calls in, I believe, last March. Google to 10, we're killing it here. Applied is Nebius. So Applied is gone green. Let's kind of take a closer look at Applied Digital. Applied Digital up 0.5%. We also do have Nebius that is kind of killing it right now. Nebius, is it? Where are my Nebius? Nebius. That's Navitas. Do I have not have it here? Is it in my hardware and software? Yeah, so Nebius up about 1.5% right now. So the exact opposite, not the exact, Coreweave is down about 2.8% right now. Jose, thoughts on Eli Lilly? No thoughts. Again, that's not bearish or bullish. It's a market I don't follow. So no thoughts on me there. Anything that I would say would just be pretty much BS. But I think I don't know if Couch has done videos on that one. What do you think of the energy sector? Typically boring. Obviously, you're kind of getting that excitement with AI data centers build out. I just don't know who to follow there, right? I think there's still a lot of ways the semiconductor play pays with energy and power solutions. So I'm focusing there. But the energy, we've heard from all the big players, right? Constraint is in the energy side as it is for Nvidia right now. Open Door is killing it. I hear there's an Open Door army. Hopefully that army is happy right now. Yes, exactly. And this is true. I believe I have the same thought process. I don't believe Nvidia is in a bubble as long, a few asterisks, as long as the AI market continues to innovate, right? If it continues to innovate, that's what's going to drive this to not be in a bubble. Let's see, what else do we have? Coreweave is down 3.3%. CJ, are you in Coreweave or are you? I think you're in Nebius, right? Am I correct thinking about that? QuantumScape before. Any thoughts? So I think I made a video on them in another channel. I don't know if in this channel I've made it. I sometimes have partnerships with other platforms that want my thoughts. I haven't looked at them lately. So QuantumScape, Marvin, if I remember this one correctly, is the one that deals with the batteries. Um, from last time I looked at, they were in the right direction, right? They were almost ready for production. They were getting good partnerships. I haven't heard much from them, so I can't share much. But if it was definitely moving in the right direction. If I'm thinking of the same of that company, right? The batteries, they have the Raptor, they have the Raptor for some manufacturing, and I forget the other one that they have the snake, the anaconda. What is it? I forget. Um, Jose, any thoughts on ARM? I just think ARM, I mean, ARM can definitely benefit dramatically from this AI world. I think, right? Robotics, all types of robots and all types of automotive players are going to be running using ARM based processors. Right. NVIDIA's robotic chips are based on ARM CPUs. NVIDIA's data center CPUs are based on ARM architecture. So I see the growth opportunity there, but but I do think this one's a bit overvalued for my taste. I just don't like it based on its valuation for ARM. But the growth opportunity is wild. I think here, how they play it with the licensing, with the royalty fees, that's going to be a whole different answer, though. Uh, Nice. Rocket Lab overtook Nvidia for my largest positions. That is crazy. Crazy, crazy. Yeah, oh, CJ, I'm in Navitas, unfortunately, but consider it Nebius or Coreweave. Coring both right now. I own both right now, right? I think there's good opportunity on both players. But these two are going to be ones that any news creates high volatility, right? All three that you have here, CJ, right? All three are going to be ones that are extremely volatile. So if you do own, when you decide to own, just be prepared for any hiccup or bad news could create kind of massive volatility on those. What do I recommend to buy? Orlando, I obviously I don't recommend anything. I just share my thoughts. I own both. If I was to buy one right now, I enjoy CoreWeave a little bit more just because I'm looking for more of a pure AI data center player. If I was looking for an AI data center player with other avenues and other growth opportunities, I would choose Nebius over CoreWeave right now. Like I mentioned, if I had 100% breakdown, I think I would do 70% CoreWeave, 30% Nebius. I do think both have opportunity. Um, is there any thesis on open? I don't know. I don't follow this one um, at all. Boom, boom, boom. NVIDIA's, yes. So I just read the first few. I have to look at the rest. NVIDIA's not in the bubble as long as Google and keep spending. If they don't see profits long term, yes. So that's true. And that's right now we are seeing that they are spending and they are getting money out of it, right? Mm. So iron is one that I is it iron? Iron? Is it I like an I or is it I like a E? Iron? Iron? I don't know. Um, but I think they're more of like a PowerShell company, right? I think actually no, I have to look a little bit more into this one. Um, open goes to $83 according to X experts. All right. All right, guys. This is gonna be such a weird closing. Um, but I have to go check in on my little one. I have to go get ready for some videos as well. So I do want to. I've been on for almost 2 hours. This is a lot longer than I was planning on doing. I want to say thank you to everybody that joined today. Hopefully, I craved some of the fixes that you guys had because Amit didn't show up. I will be doing obviously my earnings live stream for Nvidia. So make sure you stay tuned. I have daily videos, so make sure to hit the thumbs up and the subscribe button. But I'm gonna have to head out. I appreciate the support. I really do. It was pretty fun. You guys kept it going. But like I said, I got to go check. Word of the day. Word of the day is Nvidia. Nick, obvious. All right. I think Amit does it. I have the worst pronunciation. of anything. I would not do word of the day. It would be the easiest word, and I would destroy it. It being really bad. So thank you guys so much. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I am gonna head out again. Like I mentioned, I need to go eat breakfast, check in on the little one, and everything else. So take care and hit that thumbs up and subscribe button. See you at 3 p.m. I don't know at 3 p. Oh, he's not. He's not gonna be on. Should I do a market close? If you guys say I should do a market close, maybe I should do a market close. Um, if he's not all right, if he's not on, I'm gonna text him. If he's not on, I'll do a market close today as well. Word of the day is Jose. The word of the day is don't get sick. That's not a word. But yeah, all right. So I'll think about doing a market close. Um, Hopefully I'd see you guys there. So peace out. This is the longest outro, but you guys are pretty cool with the chat. But all right, this time I'm out. Bye. Hopefully it ends stream.